Hey Craftiana, so today I'll be showing you how I bling the back of this jacket. I did a nice clear trim outline on the back of it around the words. And for this, all I used was E6000 glue and I put it up in this little syringe. Now I got this syringe down from Amazon. It does come with a little precision tip. You can find that in my description box in my Amazon storefront. For my rhinestones, I use the SS16, SS12, and SS6 clear rhinestone. Got that from Planet Rhinestone, Craftiana. And I always use some type of mask when I'm working with strong glues because these chemicalations is strong, and we don't want no issues. And make sure you're working in a well ventilated area. Have some windows open or something. So let's get right into it. Okay, Craftiana, got my jacket good and laid out. I'm gonna start off outlining this the 27 first, then I'll do this. For this, I'm gonna use the size SS16. So I got my syringe right here. I got the little tip. I got it off Amazon. You can check my description box. I am gonna be using E6000. That's my glue of choice. Now, this is one of the precision tip bottles, but I prefer this gets on my nerves. It leaks too much no matter how I try to use it, and it comes out too fast. I feel like even with the syringe thing, I have more control over it. So to put that in here, I'm gonna just pop this out, and then I'm gonna take this little twist off because I lost the top, so I'm using that. And I'm just about to squeeze some of this in here, and I'm gonna squeeze quite a bit because I gotta have enough glue. And these syringes are only a one-time use, so we gonna put as much glue and hope we don't have to use another syringe. So I got that up in there. Let me hurry up. Let me put this top on here so that doesn't spill out. And then what I like to do, I like to push it in here, turn it upside down. Uh-oh, I got some leakage. Uh-oh, I should have put the uh-oh, hold on. Because I don't want that up in there. Let me grab a napkin. Let me secrete that because I'm trying to get that air bubble out because that air bubble will cause problems later. So I'm wasting all that glue, but it's all right. It's all right. So I got that air bubble out. I'm gonna pull that back, put this on here, just twist it, and now it's good to go. And when I'm not using it, I'm gonna I just pull this back and set it up in this little glass or something so it don't leak out. So I got a wax pencil. I got this. Someone sent me this one. You can use a basic one, any type. I actually prefer this kind, the little standard one, easier for me to use. Got my SS16 crystals that I'm going to be using for this. I'm only doing the white parts. They only wanted the white parts, so we're only doing the white parts. Okay, got that good and open. So I'm going to take my syringe. I'm just going to press it down, and I'm going to put a thin line around here. Now, this is a thicker, so I might do a doubles right here. So I'm just going to put a thin line right this. Actually, I might use SS20 for that. We going to see. So don't put too much glue down if you don't work that fast. So I can handle that much and get that done before the glue dry. And if you can't, don't do that. Start off small. Taking my rhinestone, placing it there. Bam. I am going to go in with the double border. So bam. Like so, like that. Like so, like that. Going right on the outside of that green. Right there. And make sure that I touch the outside of that green because that is thick. So I could put another rhinestone right there. So I actually am going to do that in a second because I don't really want too much of a gap and I want it to look nice and neat. And not what's that word? Super gappy. Like something is missing. Like it shouldn't be there. Okay, Craftiana, and please wear a mask or something when you're working with E6000. This has a strong smell, and I ain't got one on right now because I'm trying to talk and I don't want to sound muffled or nothing. Please protect yourself and open up some windows around and let some airflow in because we do not need no issues due to all these chemicals. Okay, this stuff is toxic. Some of these glues are really, really toxic, okay? And I would not ever recommend using E6000 on a cup. I like using E6000 for clothes. It works well for me. It holds up well for me. I haven't had really too many issues with it. Well, actually, any issues. So I'm making sure I get right up on that green because I am going to double that up. I didn't know I was. I didn't think I was, but you know, you also can go up a size rhinestone like a SS20 so you don't have to do double, but it's still going to look good. So I got that on there. So since I'm doubling this up, I'm going to take my glue. I pull that back and I'm going to do
thin line on the outside of that. And I might have to use a SS20 depending on how this fits or not. We'll see. I mean a SS12, a smaller rhinestone to fill in this area. But I think pulling that back so that doesn't leak out, pulling that syringe down. But we gonna see, Craftiana. So I'm gonna honeycomb. That's placing that right in between there. So I have a little space right there. I'm gonna go in with the SS6 rhinestone because I don't want that space right there to look awkward. Bam, that's filled in. So some of this section is thinner on some of the sides, but we'll see. Yeah, that's doing it for me. That good old double whammy. Ain't that crude? That's crude, real good and thick, like me, hot and juicy. And where a SS 20 won't fit, I mean a SS 16, go in with a smaller stone, double it up. So I'm gonna do 2 SS 6s right there in that little corner right here. Bam. And we're gonna keep on going, double it up. Bam, like so, like that. I'm trying to get this section done. And this is called the honeycomb method. You place it in between the previous two stone 1 and 2. And it just gives it a clean look. It makes everything looks nice and cohesive. And if it don't fit in that previous section, skip it and put smaller size stones on there. So SS16 wasn't gonna fit here, so I'm gonna go in with 2 of these little SS6s and place it in that spot, and it's good and filled in now. Bam. But our SS 16 is our main size stone. Bam. So I'm gonna just keep going until this little glue line is filled up. Remember, don't put too much glue down if you can't handle that. I'm a big dog, Crafty, and I can handle it. Because if that glue dry up on you, your rhinestone won't stick. And then you're gonna have to go over with more glue, and you wasting product, and it's not gonna give you that same good old adhesion that you need. Bam. Okay, so I'm gonna work on this some, and I'll be back. We making progress. As you can see, we made it around. So I'm gonna spread a little more glue. I'm doing 1 row at a time, and then coming back and do the second row. And I want to make sure y'all hit these corners. I'm gonna show you what I mean in it, especially when you're working with varsity letters, like this, and that are like squarer and boxier. You want to keep that corner sharp. So I'm going in with this SS16. I'm just following the shape of it. And sometimes that rhinestone may or may not line up right at that corner like you need it to give you that boxy look, and you could end up cutting it off and making it look more circular. And also, you want to be careful with your glue. Don't put too much down because it'll get on top of your rhinestones and it'll dull your rhinestones. And you don't want it on your fabric because it'll get stuck on your fabric and look dull. So as you can see, I put that last rhinestone right in that corner. It's a little gap right here. So I'm just going to spread these other ones out just a little bit. But I want that rhinestone right there in that corner. So everything else just falls down along that corner too. So I'm going to show you again what I mean. I'm getting to this little corner right here. And I'm going to make sure I have that right in that corner. So these, I'm going to space out. It ain't hidden there, but I'm going to just space those out with a little gap in between. So that's a perfect little angle. I don't want it to round it out at all. So I'm going down, bam, making my progress, and I'm just honeycombing on my way as usual. Got my syringe, about to go in with my second row, and I'm only doing a little section at a time. And make sure your glue is not clumped up or doing little stringy or dried up right there. As you can see, you just want to be mindful and wipe that excess off. And I'm going to pull that back down and put it up and get back to blinging, Craftiana. So bam. Again, this is a SS16 rhinestone. You could have did 1 row of SS20, but I had already started and noticed that I didn't like how it was looking with just 1 row. It was still too much white left for my personal preference. Okay. Now SS20 probably wouldn't fully cover it, but it would have gave more coverage. And we want that all the way covered. Ooh, excuse me. I thought I was gonna do this in 5 minutes. I thought I was about to do 1 little row of SS20. SS16. I'm wrong. You see this little corner right here for that second row? I'm gonna pop a SS16 right there because of the SS6 right there because the SS20 not going. The SS16 not gonna line up. Excuse me. So far I'm just using SS16 and SS6. Those are the only two rhinestones sizes I'm using. But mostly I'm just using SS16 for my main size stone. And I'm just honeycombing. I do have a more detailed tutorial on how I honeycomb on how to honeycomb on my channel. So bam, here we are. It's right there. I'll be back when we finish this letter up and I'll show you how I close it up. So we're making our way. We're about to close this up. So I'm just gonna do this first inside row, then I'm gonna come back and do that outer row, and I'm gonna hope that I don't have to put too much a gap. Actually, I'm gonna just put glue down enough for both rows so I don't have to go back because it's only a small space. Bam. Remember to wipe this tip off so it don't get clogged up. If you have excess glue, pull this back, store it upside up. Okay, Craftiana. Oh, I got this mask on. Sorry if I was muffled for a second. I'm going in with this inside row closest to the green. And I'm making sure I get right on the green, like on the outside of it and not actually on top of it. Some of it might be slightly on there. You see I hit that corner. Going here. Wham. Bam. Thank you, ma'am. Ow. And I'm trying to make sure I keep my rhinestone lines as straight as possible. You don't want them all crooked because then you'll have a crooked look. So bam, I could fit one more stone right there. Let's hope this SS16 fit right there. Oh, we got very lucky. So we're gonna go and start honeycombing. A SS16 ain't gonna fit right there, so I'm gonna go with this little SS6 filler stone and put a smaller stone right there. Bam. And go back to my honeycombing. Okay, you got this, Craftiana. Double it on up. Double it on up. Bam. We at that corner piece. I'm going to skip that corner piece and come down here first. Then I'm going to go with this little SS6. And I'm going to do 2 because 2 will fit there. And bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. I could have put an SS16 right there to give it a more squarer look. I might go back and do that. We'll see. So we're almost there to the finish line for this one number. And for this part, I'm going to show you how I do that because I'm going to use an SS12 because it's smaller and I'm only going to do one row of that. So I'm pushing that, making sure it's right up in that glue. You want to make sure this is sitting in that glue, okay? Because if it's not in that glue, then it ain't going to stick to nothing. So right here, SS16 not going to fit, so I'm going to put that SS6. So here we have that first number finished. Let me lift it up so you can see it better. You see that? Let me zoom. Hold on. You was zoomed in or something fierce. Scoot back. There you go. That number is all finished. So I'm going to go finish the 7 and then I'll come back and show you how I do this and fill in this inside part and go around this with a smaller. Bye-bye. Okay, I got the numbers done with the double row of SS16. Now for the name, I'm gonna go in with SS12 because this is a thinner line. It's not as thick as this one. So one SS12 will do that. I did the front end SS12, but that's gonna be on my TikTok and YouTube and stuff. So I'm gonna do this for this part. My stone styles I'm gonna be using this SS12 and these SS6s. So let's just start this real quick. It's really the same thing, but it's just one single row. So I'm going in with my glue. And I done broke my syringe, so I can't even put no more glue up in here. And remember, work on the amount that you can handle. But I'm going to do all of this and go to that point. Fill that in. And I'm going to go right there to the top of that cake. Because that's a lot. I can't pull it up because that got stuck up in there. I think my glue started drying up and it snatched up in there, Craftiana. So I'm taking my SS12. And I'm going to start at this corner right here. Make sure you get them corners. And I'm just going to go down in a straight line. Ooh. Is there any other type of tutorials y'all want to see? Anything specific? Let me know and I'll try my best to get the video done. And So I'm going down straight with this SS6. I mean, ooh, SS12. I keep messing up on my rhinestone sizes when I'm talking. I'm sorry. I don't know. I get nervous. This is why I need to stick to voiceovers. Cause when I'm working and talking at the same time, I just be confused and lost, and I don't want to confuse y'all no more than I'm confusing. Okay, that's just crazy and ridiculous, complete devastation to the nation, and it should not be. Excuse me. Getting this line nice and straight. It is important to keep your stuff straight as possible. And so it can be pretty and neat. We want to send out neat work. I mean, sometimes we get a little stone out of place and it happens. But for the most part, we can control what we're doing. Take your time. You don't gotta rush. And I think a lot of people come into this thinking it's gonna be a quick project. And baby, blinging ain't nothing quick about rhinestoning, okay? It is not a quick process. I got that line, then I'm gonna go across here on this top of this K, keeping that straight, making sure I hit these corners. Fork and fit there. Then I'm gonna take this down in a straight line. And you don't want to overlap your rhinestones. I should have mentioned that earlier. You want them like right next to each other, but you do not want them overlapping or sitting on top of each other, because that will cause them to fall right off. Okay. And when you're giving this to your customer, tell them to be gentle with it. At the end of the day, it's rhinestones and it's glue. Like you can only do so much. Okay, at the thicker parts of this, I'm gonna put 2SS12. But as it gets thinner on this white part, I'm gonna go in with this SS6. That could fit right there. Bam. And under here, this little white section, I'm gonna do this little SS6 because it thinned out like that. Make sure you lay that flat. Bam. Keep that neat. Go up here with another SS12 and continue like I was doing. Ugh. Hit that corner. I would rather a filler stone be in the middle and not at the corner if I can, but it worked out. So here we are. That's what we got so far, and we'll be back when I fill some more. I'm gonna fill this whole name in, then I'll come back when I on them all. Okay, Craftiana. So we almost there. I'm about to work on this eye real quick. I already got my glue laid down. And let me tell you, I need this done by tomorrow. And so have I done all this in one sitting without taking a break? Yes. Don't be like me. Take breaks in between your projects. Don't rush it, okay? Don't rush it. Well, I'm not rushing per se, but don't wait to the last minute to get it done. And technically, I'm not waiting to the last minute because, yeah. But yeah, cause my back aching, neck hurting. I'm high off glue. I'm hungry. I need a meal, and that's about it. I need to find. I bought another chair to help me, like, cause at first I just had one chair where I can adjust like the back and the height and stuff, and then or end up buying me a chair that I could do that. And I thought that would help. And it helps sometimes and somewhat. But I still find myself hunching over a lot. And I need to do better with that because this is horrible, darling. Horrible, darling. I'm making sure I keep these lines straight though, because I need this outline. And we was gonna do the green part, however, all the I went to a few different stores looking for that shade of green that's in the middle, and she didn't like none of the options, so she just opted out for the outline on all of the letters and the numbers because none of the greens was matching perfectly, which it's not most of the time. The colors aren't going to match 100% usually. Sometimes it will if it's like basic colors, but these more obscure colors, they are not going to match perfectly. So be sure to let your client know and send them color options and let them pick, and don't just put a color, because I initially bought a color that I thought was going to match, and baby, it did not match, and she did not want it. So I'm glad I didn't start with that color because it wasn't even close to this color, and I thought it was because I went in blindly without like a reference picture of this jacket. And I was like, oh, it's gonna match. And baby, I got home and gagged. I was like, oh, that don't match. So I had sent her what I had bought. And she's like, oh yeah, no, not that one. And then I told her, well, I'm gonna go to the rhinestone store. And I video called her while I was at the store and showed her all the options close and similar to this color. And she didn't like none of them. And I didn't either, to be honest. Okay, got that done. I'm gonna finish this up and I'll show you the finished product. Bye, Craftiana. Okay, Craftiana, we on our last little bit, and I had just enough glue in that syringe. I had to squeeze that out to finish up this letter. When I tell you I put an exact amount, I don't know how I did it, but I did it. And I can't wait to finish because I'm ready to lay down, eat, and my back is hurting. Okay, I'm just trimming this out nice and neatly still. And making sure I get these little points I needed to put on there. And I try to make all my letters symmetrical as possible. Sometimes it happens, and a lot of times it don't, to be honesty. Okay, to be honesty. What you said, Brands? To be honesty, not to be honest, but to be honesty. Girl, I be coming up with some words for you, don't I? Oh, I gotta sneeze. Uh-oh. Ooh, ooh. Somebody say bless me. Bless me. Indeed, excuse me for that. I didn't mean to sneeze on camera. And I did turn my head. I ain't sneezing on nobody clothes. That's trifling. Okay? We don't play like that. And I do got a mask on. Well, actually, I don't. I just took it off. I had one on. Ooh. Craftiana, we making it to the. Come on, Brands. It's like the closer I get to the finish line, the slower I start blinging. It's like, come on, I'm almost done. That I could just be done for today. I did so much today. This is what I be doing all day, every day, working. All day, every day. I better not be catching another cold. I just got over from being sick. Like, I can't do this again. I just can't. Come on, we almost there. Trying to keep them nice and tight. You don't, like I probably said this earlier, but you don't want them overlapping, and you don't want like a big old gap. You just want them sitting right next to each other, coexisting in peace. Okay, like you should be co-parenting with your baby daddy. Y'all should be coexisting in peace, Craftiana. Okay, we don't need no drama of them trying to get on top of each other and hunching. We don't need none of that. Just next to each other, taking care of the children together. That's all we need. Next together, taking care of the children. Because the children is expensive. And we don't got time. We putting our final stone on. Wham. Okay, just slightly adjust to fix your lines. Make sure everything is neat. Okay, you want to do this while it's wet. And be careful not to move your other stones around. Like if I'm working on this one and this is not dry, I will move all those out of place. So here's the finished product. I'll show you a better video, but get into it. Here's the finished product. It says Kaylee's mom blinged out. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on all my socials at Brand So Crafty on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Leave a comment. Let me know what you want to see next or what I can help you with. Let's get into it, Craftiana. Get into it.